Now, before I start this video, I do not mean to sound like one of those types of people in the ads that be trying to get you to do a little. No, but trust me when I say your life is going to change completely once you decide that you deserve to live a better life and you take action on that without ever looking back. Now, before I came out here and recorded this video, I was a little hesitant. Like today, I'm breaking out of a habit, and in my last video, okay, let me talk. Come on. I'm breaking out of a habit that is no longer serving. At one point in time, it did serve me. It did, you know what I mean, serve some kind of purpose in my life, but it is no longer doing that. And in my most recent video, I was like, imagine yourself as like a source, or like an extension cord, right? An extension plug, and you have all the different plugs in it. Some of those plugs no longer work for you. Some of those words no longer benefit you, right? And so it really just does nothing for you, and you're just taking up that space while having those plugs that do not benefit you plugged into you. Does that make any sense? And today, bro, this whole entire day, I kept telling myself, I actually have a short film that I'm editing, which is talking about this kind of. So stay tuned for that. But I was pretty much telling myself, because yesterday it wasn't the best day, right? It wasn't the best day. And I was telling myself, today I'm not going to have a day like that. I'm choosing the path of the least resistance to take me where I want to be. But I was putting so much pressure on myself, which just kind of kept me stuck in this little limbo state. I want to do better, but I feel too much pressure from myself to do better. You understand? So I kind of was just stuck. And then I heard something that I needed to hear. Now, I don't even remember what it said verbatim, but all I know is it lit that fire under my behind to keep it pushing, right? And then I was like, you know what? Let me go into a meditative state. And one thing I did in that meditative state is I just focused on one plug to unplug from myself, and what could I do to replace that. And for me, it's more so unplugging from my screens and focusing on hobbies to fill that plug back up. Screen time used to take so much of my day up that I was like, bro, I don't even have time to do my hobbies, because I know I wanted to get into gardening and fitness and art and all things like that. But because I was consuming so much screen time, I just couldn't fit it in. I was like, I gotta make a sacrifice. Do I want to hold on to this screen time and sacrifice my hobbies, or do I want to start some hobbies, get some hobbies, and let go of that screen time? And safe to say, the choice was pretty easy, because one of the choices benefit me and the other choice does not do anything for me at all. And once you decide that you're not going to waste another second spending your time doing the things that do not benefit you at all, your whole life is it is a universal law for your reality to now conform to this new thought that you have just birthed, for this new version of you that you have just birthed. You understand? Because your reality bends to your thoughts. Your reality conforms to who you are. Y'all stay tuned for my short film, because there's low-key at the end I have a little message, and all I'm gonna say with that is, you are not in control of your circumstances. You are not your circumstances. The way your life looks, you're not in control of how that looks. You're not in control of anything outside of that. You understand? You are the cause of why your life looks like that. You are the creator of your life. You have to understand that you are the one creating your life to look the way it looks. Every single decision you make, every thought you think, every belief that you have within your being forms to your life. Your life is a mold of your mind. Nah, I didn't even know I knew that. I didn't even know. Come on now. Your life is literally a mold of your mind. So whatever shape your mind is in, your life is going to mirror that. You are the creator of that. So think positive thoughts. Get yourself in a mindset that's like, I deserve the very best. I'm gonna make it to the top. My life is only gonna get brighter and brighter. When things seem like it's beating you down, or things seem like it's not going your way, you can tell yourself it's not going your way. You can tell yourself, why am I struggling? You can tell yourself, why is things so difficult? And you're gonna see that with those thought patterns, your life is gonna conform to that. I'm just telling you the truth. But when you change things around and you say, what am I meant to learn here? I trust in God's plan. I trust in his timing. I'm not struggling. I'm figuring things out. Watch how your life changes. It's all about how you talk to yourself, man. Just like the bird chirping, and it's such a sweet melody. Now imagine if the bird was producing disharmonious, is that a word? But just imagine the bird wasn't producing a beautiful sound, right? It would not be pleasant. So it's all about how you talk to yourself that changes your reality. It's your thought patterns. Stop playing the victim role in your life. When you stop saying, why is this happening to me? You're playing the victim, and you're making yourself seem smaller and weaker than you actually are. You're seeing life as the predator and you as the prey. But in reality, you are the cause and life is the effect. So in so many ways, you are able to turn your life around. It does not matter what people do to you. It does not matter what happens in your day. It matters about what you do, how you think. It's all about you at the end. Bro, come on. I'm done with people acting like their life is just beating them down. This is kind of hitting close to home. Because if I could show a few people that I really hold close to my heart, but they are just beating themselves down and playing the victim role, man, listen, man, I've tried to talk some sense into them people. It just don't work. One lesson that I've had to learn in my life is, even though I'm a very helpful person, and I always have been, I cannot help everybody. I can only help those who want to be helped, and that's why I make these videos, man, for real. But we have got to release the control. Things feel so out of our control because we're steady trying to control our circumstances. Like I said, you're not in control of that. You cannot control anything physically. My cat here, he's licking himself. I cannot physically grab my cat, force him to stay on my lap and stay there because I want him to cuddle. He's gonna do his own thing, and when he goes off and he does his own thing, I cannot be mad at that because he is not in my control. He is not in my control. I can only control what I do. If he does not want to cuddle, I will still choose to remain positive. It's been raining all day, so I actually found the perfect window to come out here and record. But if it was to stop raining, there is nothing I can do about that. That's not in my control. The birds chirping are not in my control. Where I am physically is not in my control unless I decide that I want to change that, unless I tell God, hey, I'm working on changing this. Could you guide me to this? Could you help me out with this? It's about surrender. When you really surrender fully, completely to God's plan, it's not about asking God, how is this gonna happen? It's not going my way. How is this gonna happen? I don't know if this is gonna even happen. It's not about asking God, when is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen tomorrow? What about next month? It's not about that. It is not about the how or the when. It is about the what. And what you must know is that whatever you are asking God for, your prayer has already been answered, and that the answer is a definite yes. That's all you need to know. It don't matter when it's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. All you need to know is that it's going to happen the way God says it should happen, not the way you say it should happen. If you say it should happen, and if in your mind, when God's answer is yes, and you picture it going a certain way, and you just accept that, like, okay, it's gonna go this way. Who told you that? Because God didn't tell you it was gonna go that way. God definitely didn't tell you it was gonna go that way. He said yes, but why you imagining it's gonna happen like that? Nobody said it was gonna do that. Nobody said that was how it's gonna unfold. God says it's gonna unfold the way he said it's gonna happen, because the way he says it's gonna happen is going to be the most beneficial path to you. So we gotta surrender to God. That's the number one thing. When we are working towards bettering ourselves and we are seeking that guidance, we must let go of control of our circumstances and surrender to God, because living a surrendered life anchors us closer to God. When we listen to him, he's like, okay, I see that you're ready. That's another thing. God will not take you to the next step until he sees that you are ready. And he knows you're ready when you trust him. When you trust him and you say, God, I know you're guiding me here. I know you're taking me here. Think of it like a trip to Disney World, right? You're not asking your parents if you have ever been to Disney World, but let's just imagine, right? You're on your way to Disney World. You're not asking how much longer to Disney World. When are we gonna get there? How is this gonna happen? How are we gonna where are we gonna? You're not supposed to be focusing on that. All you need to be excited for is the fact that you are going to Disney World, and you will get there when it's time for you to get there, and everything is already taken care of. We have to, and I've been wanting to say this in a few videos, but it keeps slipping my mind. We have to remember, every single problem that we think may come along the way, God already thought about that. Let's say you're on your way to Disney World, and let's say we're going to be there for 3 nights. Where are we gonna sleep? What's dinner gonna look like? How am I gonna be able, like, what's the hotel? Like, you're not worried. Like, don't worry about that. That's what God is trying to tell you. Just trust him. Have faith in him. Because when you have faith in God, the utmost faith, without a room, there's no room for doubt. Like I said, think of yourself like an extension cord. And when it comes to faith, every single plug should be filled with faith. There should be no plug that has a little bit of doubt, because that could slow things down. Whenever you feel those doubts come up, remind yourself of the truth. Remind yourself that beautiful things are bound to happen. You must have faith in regards to all aspects of your life. All areas of your life, you must have faith. That is non-negotiable. Okay, that is non-negotiable. You must trust God that everything is working out for you. It's just not in the way you imagined it to be. But when you are genuinely, this ties back into what I was saying about being ready. When you are genuinely enjoying where you are in life, when you are genuinely just being like, okay, I know I'm gonna get there. Let me just keep on healing. Let me keep letting go of the things that I do not need, such as the worries about what it's gonna be like when I get there, or worrying about the future and things like that. Yeah, I need to get a move on. This might be a little part 2. I might have to come back later on and finish this video. But instead of worrying about how or when, just know that it is going to happen, and you must have faith. And when you stop with the worries and you stop with the anxiety, because that really comes from not having no trust in where God is taking you, or very little, or whatever the case may be. Any form of anxiety about your future or where you're going to end up in life just shows how much trust you have in God. That's literally what it is. If you are feeling anxious about, dang, you want to quit your job, but you don't know where you're going to get your finances from, what do you think that's saying? It's a deeper meaning to that. And you got to look within. You got to be like, you know what? This job isn't making me happy, and I know that God wants the best for me. I'm going to quit, and I know that he's going to carry me somewhere better. But he cannot take you to someplace better if you're still holding on to what does not serve you. He cannot replace what you unplugged with something better until you take that plug out so he can put a better one in for you. We have to, like, it's all up to us. And that's not a bad thing. I know that there are some people who say, dang, my future is really in my hands. Yes, and that should be a great thing. Your future is in your hands. Meaning anything you want to happen in your life, it can happen, but it starts with you. You can't be thinking about where you want to be and never taking action on it, because you are the only one keeping yourself stuck. You are the only one keeping yourself where you are in your life. It's not the people around you. It's not your circumstances, because those can change. When you decide that it's time for them to change, they will change. If you decide, you know what, I want them to change, but I don't trust God, because that's really what it is. When you have anxiety about how something is going to unfold, you're pretty much saying, I don't trust God. That's really what it is. So when you're saying, I don't know how this is going to unfold, so I'm going to just stick with what I know. You know what I mean? I'm going to stick with what I can already see instead of moving on to bigger and better things, because I'm not sure that is certain. But when you know God, know that God's answer is never no. It's always going to be yes, here you go. It'll happen in divine time, and I'm going to take you there. Or he's going to be like, you know what? That's not really what you're asking for. You deserve a little better for that. So no, you're not going to get that. I'm going to give you something better. But we got to trust in him. We got to trust in him wholeheartedly, baby. This heart on my necklace. We got to trust in him wholeheartedly within our being, because when your heart chakra is balanced and your heart chakra is open, and I'm wearing green, the color of the heart chakra, I just realized that. I feel like everything just adds up. You know what I mean? I told myself today I wanted to wear some color. Come on, man. But when your heart chakra is open and balanced, you are open to receiving. Your upper 3 chakras, crown, third eye, and throat, are connection to God himself. That is connection to the spiritual realm. Your lower 3 chakras, which are your solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra, are here physically. It's the physical realm. Your heart chakra is the bridge between God's hands and your hands. So when you keep your heart chakra open, you know what you're doing? You're literally keeping your hands open, like, okay, God, I'm open to receiving. You can't close your hands when things start not going your way. You be like, no, I don't know what you like. No, I don't want to get, when things are not going the way you imagine them to be, and you be like, no, I don't know where this is taking me. My hands are now closed. Baby, listen, God is like, so you want to be stubborn, that's fine, baby, but listen, baby, you not receiving, that's all on you. You not living the life you want to live, that's all on you. And at the end of the day, when your life is all said and done, God's not going to be mad at you. He's just going to ask you why you didn't trust him. Why you didn't have faith in him? Why you didn't decide that you deserve better? Why you didn't decide to just be happy with where you are and trust that he's taking you to where you wanted to be? Why you didn't just do that? And then now you're gonna have to learn that lesson all over again in another life. Or you could choose to learn it now. It's up to you. With watching this video and you are deciding that you want your life to look different, but you don't know where to start, you gotta get creative, baby. When there are moments where we don't know what to do or we feel bored, the way I've been saying to myself lately is boredom is the opportunity to get creative. God is allowing us to express our creativity through the things we feel. When you feel bored, instead of picking up your phone and having that instant gratification, try something different. Go cook a meal. Go cook you a nice meal, maybe even meal prep. That'll take an hour, 2 hours of your time instead of an hour or 2 hours of scrolling. You pick. Or if you're bored and you want to draw, you can either do an hour or 2 hours of drawing, hour or 2 hours of social media. If you want to get active, you can do 2 hours of physical activity or 2 hours of screen time. It's up to you, but we gotta be the ones to make that choice. We got to be the ones to make that choice. And when we start to make these choices, we change our circumstances. We change our circumstances. At the beginning of each day, you are literally born again. You are not subject to repeat the same mistakes you did yesterday. You have the choice to learn from your mistakes and live a completely different life and grow and evolve and learn. And I've been feeling deep within my being, like I've been feeling like every single day I feel just a little bit of growth happening. Like I'm starting to feel myself growing. It's kind of like if you were to just sit and watch a tree grow, it would be tedious. But now if I am the hypothetical tree, right? If I'm the tree in question, it's like every single day I'm noticing growth in the tree instead of just I feel like I'm growing each day because I'm choosing to learn from the mistakes that from my previous days. So that means there's no way I'm going to repeat that same stuff. And if I find myself repeating it, then I remind myself it's a new moment. All I gotta do is take a deep breath and try again. The changes you want to see in your life are not going to just fall into your lap out of the sky. They're not. Just because you're thinking about it don't mean it's just going to drop into your lap. That's like as a kid, I remember I used to wish I could open the refrigerator and have whatever food I was thinking about in that refrigerator at that time. That's not how that works. It's not going to just fall into your lap the minute you want it. You've got to say, you know what, God, the way I'm living, it does not suit my needs anymore. Maybe at one point in time in the past, this was fine for me, but I'm ready to outgrow this, God. I'm ready to go in another direction to see the changes I want to see in my life, to live the life that I want to live. In order to live the life that you want to live, you've got to live the life you want to live with what you got. You got to get creative with what you got. Somehow, some way. Let's say you want to live an active life, right? But you cannot afford it. My cat looking at me like he understands what I'm talking about. I'm kind of confused. But let's say you want to live a more active life, but you cannot afford a gym membership right at the moment, right? You gotta make something shake, baby. You got 2 legs and you got arms, right? You better get on the floor and do you some push-ups, baby. You better run in place. You better do something. You better go for a walk. You gotta do something. You better start eating as healthy as you can, baby. Listen, you gotta make something shake, baby. It's not just gonna happen out of the blue. It's not gonna happen just because you want it to. You've got to do the work. You got to think about it. God poured his energy into creating me, and here I am, a physical manifestation of the work he has done. God uses his energy to guide me to where I want to be, and here I am, a physical manifestation of the work he has done. Because if y'all knew me when I was like 15, 16, 17, y'all would have been like, who the heck is 17-year-old Jewel and 20-year-old Jewel was standing right next to each other? Y'all would think like, who is that? Who is she? That is not you. And I'd be looking at pictures of when I was younger like that, and I'd be like, dog, that wasn't me. But then I'd be like, that is me, but it's not me who I am today. It was me 3 years ago. Even though it feels ancient, it feels forever ago, man. It feels forever ago. But in so many words, like, it's not gonna fall into your lap. The changes you want to see in life, you've got to make those changes. You've got to decide, I want to go in this direction, and then you've got to go in that direction. You've got to envision, because God created everything in existence with his imagination, and then he started taking action on that. So wherever you envision yourself to go, you've got to take action on that. You can't just be imagining it and never actually doing it. Where would that ever get you? Nowhere. You're just going to be stuck with that imagination, all that energy potential to create, all of that energy, that creative potential that is festering in your mind, that imagination, it is festering in your mind, and your sacral chakra is ready. The only way, come on now, when you are imagining it in your mind, it has to go through that sacral chakra, and when you are not allowing yourself to create, you block your sacral chakra. So you have to say, you know what, this not the life I want to live. Cool, let me imagine where I want to go and do whatever I can now. Even though I might not be able to do everything I want to do, I'm going to do whatever I can. It's not about doing what you wish you could do right now in the present moment. Why are you looking at me like that, boy? He's staring me down. I'm kind of scared. But instead of letting that energy potential fester up within your being, and you saying, man, I want my life to look like this, I want my life to look like this, you've got to get your behind up out of your chair, and you got to put some pep in your step. You've got to be the one to light that fire up under your behind and get you to say, yeah. You've got to be like, oh, that fire is hot. You've got to get up and you got to get your move on, baby. Ain't nobody gonna make that happen. Can't nobody make it manifest for you but you. Can't nobody pour their energy into your life. That's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. Ain't nobody poured their energy into helping God create this planet. Ain't nobody poured their energy into helping God create trees and all that. He did that with his own imagination, and he used his energy to make his imagination become reality. If you want to do the same, that's all you got to do. You just got to follow what he's doing. Imagine where you want to be and start taking whatever steps you could take. You think he just automatically poof went earth? No, he had to put the elements together, do this, connect the streams, untie this. It's a whole lot of steps to go, but he trusted in himself, and look at the great things he has done. And just an example, you got to change the way you treat yourself so that way you can change the type of people you attract. If you are treating yourself like garbage, then imagine the type of people you're going to be attracting in your life. Imagine how they're going to treat you. The universe is only mirroring. You cannot be mad. Stop shifting the blame. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Stop shifting. Let me finish. If you want to attract people who are good for you, you've got to be good to yourself, because you're showing God, hey, you see how I'm treating myself? I'm not going to, I know my worth. I know how I deserve to be treated. That's what you're saying to God. When you treat yourself right, you're saying to God, this is how I deserve to be treated, and this is what I want mirrored back to me. And God be like, okay then, you know what you want. Here you go. Here's some great people for you. But when you treat yourself like garbage, guess what? That's the type of people you're gonna attract. You notice how you attract the people who think like you, right? So if you realize, like, dang, my friend, like, if you have a negative outlook on life and you're like, life is always about struggling and it's hard, and the type of people you have around you are always saying the same thing, how life is hard, and then you get to a point one day in your life and you realize, dog, like, you're kind of negative. Like, you see life negatively. You're seeing, the eye of judgment sees at a distance what it refuses to see in itself. So what you're seeing in yourself, what you refuse to see in yourself, you're seeing in that person. You're seeing how negative you can be in that person, because life is just a reflection of you. Baby, right now, baby, I'm at a point in my life where I don't think there's anyone around me currently in my vicinity that I can meet that mirrors back to me. So God is telling me, hey, be patient. You keep treating yourself right, and the time will come and I'll send you some cool people that you could kick it with. And I'm like, okay, cool, God. But in the meantime, it's just me and my best friend, God. That's literally it. And I'm cool with that. And I'm keeping my heart open to meeting people who gonna treat me the way I deserve to be treated. You understand? Because when you, like I was saying, you have got to stop placing the blame on anybody but yourself. I was thinking about that. I've had my heart broken one time, and it was horrible. And I used to say to that person, you broke my heart, da 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 da. But then when I look back and where I am now, I realize I played a role in that heartbreak. You want to know why? Because I'm in control of myself, right? I knew that person was breaking my heart. It didn't just happen over time. It happened with their actions and how they were treating me, right? And so over time, they were slowly breaking my heart. And I could have walked away. I knew it was causing me pain. I knew that. But I stayed. Whose fault is that? mine. I'm not in control of that person. I'm not in control of how they treat me or what they do. But I thought that was what I deserved, and I allowed it, and I accepted it, and it resulted in my own heartbreak. Now, that does not excuse the things that they did, because we both are at fault. We also had a lot to learn. It's that simple. You understand what I'm saying? If you're saying, for example, this person ruined my day, why you allowed your day to get ruined by them? If you say this person took my spot, how you know that spot was even yours to begin with? How you know God don't have a better spot for you? What if that is their spot and God is like, no, I'm gonna place you higher? Why are you getting mad about that? If somebody did you dirty, you internalizing that pain and not letting it go and not forgiving them for the pain that they've caused is only hurting you. Forgiveness, one thing I've been saying, every single day, like I said earlier, every single day we are born again. Every time we wake up, that means all of our mistakes and our sins from the previous day, God throws them away into the sea of forgiveness, right? If you can wake up each day knowing you done lashed out at people, knowing that you done chewed somebody out, knowing in the past you've put your hands on people, maybe not, if knowing that you think negatively about people sometimes, maybe even about yourself, and you wake up each day, well, how do you think that happens? You've been forgiven, that's why. But the more and more we take God's kindness and his gracefulness for granted, and we're not grateful for how kind and graceful and merciful he is on our lives, the less kind, and we really start to feel that wrath, baby. We really start to feel that wrath, man. That's what I be trying to tell y'all, man. If you want your life to if you want your life to, in so many words, if you want to head in a different direction in life, seek God's guidance, trust in his plan, have faith in him, let go of the things that are no longer serving you and replace them with something better. Let those things go, so that way God can fill your cup up more. But you gotta pour out that flat soda, so that way God can give you some fresh, carbonated soda, if that's what you're fixing for. Or pour out that flat water, so pour out that alcohol, so that way God can give you some refreshing water. How about that? But that's all I gotta say for this video, man. This energy has been festering up within me, so y'all got a little 30-minute video. I really hope y'all enjoy. I'm trying to get my short film to be my next video, but it's taking a little bit longer than I expected, because I have a vision for it and I'm taking action on that. You see? Come on now. The only way that video is ever gonna get out is if I take action. If I just keep thinking about editing it and putting it together, it will never happen. But that's all that I gotta say for this video, man. If I was talking a little bit too fast, I'm just not realizing how fast I'm kind of talking. So if I was talking a little bit too fast, then please forgive me, y'all. I did not notice until now. And if you're watching to this point of the video, man, thank y'all so much for watching, man, because y'all don't have to do that. I just really hope, and this is really gonna be the last thing I say, but I just really hope that y'all really just took something from this video. I hope that this video was really able to kind of get you going in the right direction and really pump you up and motivate you. But one thing I will say, and I think I'm going to title this video, watch this video whenever you're ready to change your life. Because you might come across it and you might not feel ready. But whenever you're ready, and if you're watching to this point, then I really do hope you're ready. Damn! Excuse me, I don't even, come on, man. Like, why do folks gotta be so loud, man? Why am I letting them get me out of character like that? You see what I'm saying? I'm only in control of me. I feel like that was meant to happen, because God knows I don't like loud noises, and I have to control myself when things are not ideal for me. I cannot just lash out like that. I have to be in control of myself. That was the perfect ending to this video, man. I forgive myself for lashing out like that. I forgive myself for stepping beside myself. I do. And I'm still working on it, y'all. I really don't like loud noises, for real. When they be loud like that for no reason, like you driving through somebody's neighborhood, like, chill out. No need for you to be doing all that. Chill the f*** out, literally. But that's why one day I want to move to the country. Like, move to the country with horses and cattle and ducks and chickens, and it's raining. So that's the God telling me, wrap it up, Jewel. Wrap it up. You're through. Wrap it up. Okay, I got you. But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoy, and I really just hope this video really motivated y'all. If you're watching to this point in the video, I love you so much, and I love anybody who clicked off earlier. That's cool. But if you're watching to this point in the video, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Until next time, bye, friends.